Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Donnie D here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the best Fortnite controller settings. So yeah, with that being said, let's get right into it. So first thing I want to go over is controller X and Y sensitivity. I have mine at 7.7. I feel like this is a good median, not too fast, not too slow, because I feel like if my sensitivity is too high, I'm just going to be not even be able to control my player. I'm just gonna be whipping my character around. It's gonna look horrible. Like, you could just see when someone's playing on too high of a sensitivity. When you spectate them, they won't be able to control their screen. So yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I feel like this is a better sensitivity to start off at, and if you guys want to work your way up a little bit, you can. But if you want to stay at this is also cool too. But I highly recommend starting at this sensitivity and then going either up or down from here. But like I said, definitely just stay on that for starters. So the next thing I want to talk about is controller targeting sensitivity and controller scope sensitivity. So if you guys don't know what those are, controller targeting sensitivity is literally when you're aiming down your sight with, like, let's say an AR, a shotgun, or SMG. It's how fast you're going to move around your gun when you have your sight aimed down. Not with scoped weapons, but just aiming down the sight with a regular weapon with no scope. So if you have it low, therefore, it's going to be pretty slow when you move around. I like to keep mine at a 0.34, pretty low. Ends up with more accurate shots, honestly. So like I said, with the building, or not building sensitivity, but the controller sensitivity, if you have your thing at like 0.60, you're going to be swaying your gun around like crazy. You're going to look like a crackhead. It's just not good for your aim. I mean, if it works for you, that's cool, but I don't think it's a good idea, honestly. So keep it low like this. 0.34 is a great number to have it at. And for the next thing I want to talk about is controller scope sensitivity. It's literally exactly what you think it is. So when you're using a sniper or a scoped AR, let's hope you don't use one, but if you do, you know, or a scoped revolver also, it's how fast or how slow you move when aiming down the sight with the scope. So I like to keep mine pretty low because I like to time my shots a lot when I snipe. So I like the hard scope like a little bitch. So yeah, I keep mine at a 0.24, a lot lower than my targeting sensitivity, but yeah, I feel like that's a good sensitivity to have it at. Now, feel free to tweak it a little bit if you guys want. I just feel like this is a really good number. If you want to move it up to a 0.34, like your targeting sensitivity, or even just a little bit higher than that, of course you guys can, but I do recommend this a lot. Okay, you guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is controller building sensitivity. This recently came out a few months ago for controller players, and this is huge. This separates your actual sensitivity and your building sensitivity when you have your map out, and this is honestly huge. So it's a multiplier. So think of it like this. Let's say you have a 7.7 like I do. It ups your sensitivity to a 10.10 when you build. So if you, let's say you play on a 10.10, if you max this all the way up to a 2, you're basically playing on a 20 sensitivity. So yeah, that's basically what it is, but it's actually pretty crazy when this came out. This is huge. I can't get that right now. But yeah, so I like having mine at a 1.4. It's basically like building on a 10.10. Like anything else, if you guys want to tweak it a little bit, if this is too fast or too slow for you, feel free to, like always. But I think a 1.4 is actually really good. I can't get the exact number right now, but fuck it. You guys get the point. 1.4 building multiplier. If you're going to be on a 7.7, it's like you're going to be on a 10.10 when you're building. So yeah.
I swear they...
Okay guys, so let's get into the actual control options. So the next thing you want to get into is sprint by default. You're going to want to have that turned on. Trust me, it helps a lot, you guys. I know it's hard to get adjusted to at first, but it's definitely worth it in the long run, because if you want to have an instant edit button, you're going to want to have this on so you could turn off one of the sprint buttons and have instant edit button. But anyways, I'll get into that in another video, explain more further detail why that's a thing. So for tap to search interact, you're going to want to have that on. So basically what that does, when you go to open a chest, you no longer have to hold down whatever your interact button is to open the chest. All you have to do is just tap whatever the button is, and it does it by itself. It's super easy, way better. I highly recommend that. If you don't want to, then whatever, but I'm trying to save you guys some time. So the next thing you're going to have on is aim assist, of course. If you play on a controller, you should know what this is. If you accidentally turned it off when you were just tweaking with your settings, I definitely would turn it on. You'll see why quickly you should have it on. It's horrible if you don't have it on. So I have edit mode aim assist also off. So if you don't know what this is, basically, I can't give you guys honestly an exact definition, but I've noticed when I had it on and I go to edit something, it kind of drags wherever you're trying to edit the wrong way. So if you have it off, your edits could be way sharper, and sometimes if you have it on, it'll just drag it to somewhere you don't want it to be, like I said before. So yeah, I highly recommend also turning that off. Of course, have turbo building on. So the next thing is auto material change. So if you run out of wood and let's say you have like 20 brick left or no steel, or let's say like 40 steel, if you have this off, it's not going to switch to that automatically, and you could just, let's say you're building up a mountain and you run out, you could just fall and die. So definitely have that turned on. Controller auto run, I also have this off. So if you guys like to just check your phone in a game, I'm telling you, it's a horrible habit to get into. I would not have it on. I turned it off for the best of me, because when I had it on, I felt like I could just go on my phone and be lazy, and then you could just get shot out of nowhere, and then you might just be dead. So yeah, I definitely turn that off. Get out of the habit of checking your phone in a game, because I know that's what a lot of people use it for. I have these two off. So another thing that I have on is sort consumables to the right. This makes it easier for, you know, when you have like all your weapons like in the way you want them to. If you want to have them, I like to have my consumables all the way to the right, so in the last slot or the slot next to that. So if you have this on, basically when you go to pick up a consumable, it's going to go to the far right. You don't have to do it yourself, saves time. So I like to have that on. Builder Pro build immediately, also I definitely would have this on. So basically what this is when you go to build, and let's say you're on a wall and you go to switch to a staircase, and it like has like a hologram of like a staircase, and it's like kind of basically saying, are you sure you want to put this? Like, of course you want to put this down. Have that on. It will just build immediately just like it says. So it saves a lot of time and build lights. So another thing that I don't know, this is kind of a personal preference, but I like having my controller vibration off. I feel like it just makes me like stay more focused, and like, I don't know, it's kind of just like a mental thing I like to have off, I guess you could say. Oh, and before I go on anything more, controller edit time, you want to have as low as possible. Your edits will be faster, and then in another video when I explain with actual controller binds, you'll see why. I'll get into more depth of that. So yeah, if you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you guys for making it this far. I hope you guys try out these binds, and yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'm going to be uploading videos a lot more, and if you want to get first to it, hit that bell. You're going to get notifications. So yeah, thank you guys. See you later.